like Kate said, we really were right in the middle of our sort of crappy, messy stuff just as we walked in, which is just really not what we expected in a way. It's like you think, we were kind of going to come and be prepared for this weekend and really come with a good space and hit the ground running, and just sort of like we were kind of really so within that first morning session, it was really interesting to just move through that couple of hours there, and just to go from really right in the grit of stuff that goes wrong for us, and just move really quickly into a completely different space. And I'm coming away now, I mean, frankly, just really quite shocked by the power of the experience. Just really feel like it almost seems it seems a little cheesy to say, and it almost seems that it couldn't possibly be real, but it's a little miraculous in a way, like just really feeling like I've tapped into a whole new way of being for myself, as well as being for each other.
Yeah, I would agree with the miraculous, as well as, I think the gentleness and the ease is like a big tribute to Ania's like presence, like just the space that you hold and the amazing ability you have to guide people through this. But also it was kind of incredible. It's just like every time we were hitting up against these moments that were like intense and hard, it seems like it was the perfect gateway into getting to the next place that our relationship was like really so hungry to get to. And the fact that it all like unfolded in the rhythm that it did over these 2 days is, to me, also just like completely beyond my expectations. We tapped into like this well of resource for our relationship that we kind of know how to get to now, and it's like feels so, what did you say right at the end there, like relieving, like just relieved of the kind of pressure state we were going through, and this like sort of struggling through state, and like realigned us to a place I didn't even know existed for us to like, oh, we have all of this connection between us and all this like ability to help the other on such a deep level, and it's so healing, and it's like we each fit perfectly into these roles, and we both want to do them, and it's not all this work. It's like it feels so good to be met in that place, and gives me so much more energy, and I want to do it, and which is really different from what I thought I'd come away with, which might be sort of a feeling of a list of to-dos that I needed to do to be the right partner for Matt, or that I needed to suck up in order to, deal with our life.
Right, yeah, that's right. And I think just as the process over this weekend has felt so easy in a way, it's also like been this feeling of like, if we have enough will and desire to get ourselves on track, we can work really hard, and we can really do this kind of thing. And yet it's not like that at all. It's just really not like that at all. Now, it feels like we've just tapped into something where we can succeed with ease. I feel like, and I had a bit of a realization in that, where it was like we're just kind of turning the whole thing on its head. And I remember saying it was like gravity works now. It's sort of like it's so like and then this sort of effortless sense of that. Since we can tap into our own power and our own abilities that come quite naturally to us, and that can really nourish each other. And I feel like I've tapped into some power and strength that I didn't really know that I had.
My last question is, if there's any advice you would give to a couple who's struggling and wondering if they want to jump into a deep dive weekend.
Mm-hmm. Do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
It's so worth it. It's like beyond money. It's like, oh God,
I mean, the thing about it is, I mean, it's like, I mean, I think just the way you work anyway is like kind of turbocharged. It's just, I don't know, like somehow you just managed to get right to the heart of the matter. But doing work in this format, like intensely over. It's so much more powerful, and I mean, it's like you dip in to go for a session like once a week or something, and it's like that's really great, but you can only go so far, and then it's like you take, but with this, it's exponentially much more powerful over the hours that we spend compared to the individual hours week to week. So it's just, there's no way. I mean, I feel like. Yeah.
It seems like the exact right amount of time too, right?
Oh yeah, and it's not even feel like it actually has felt really light as well in terms of like the amount of time that we've been spending, because we've really had a lot of. It's been a very easy schedule actually. Yeah. Like I feel, sometimes you think, oh yeah, weekend intensive. Okay, it's like crack of dawn stuff. You have to cram it in as much as possible and make the most of it. It hasn't even felt like that. It's felt really leisurely and really luxurious, actually. Mm-hmm. So, again, that just sort of speaks to this sort of miraculous ease of this process. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, and just choosing something for yourself of a weekend that's really nourishing is just a huge gift to give to each other, right?
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, and for us, like being without the kids, which is overnight, which is the first time that's ever happened, that's a huge one. It's kind of taken something like this to kind of justify doing that somehow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's for all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, it will. Our family will really greatly appreciate and get so much out of us taking the time to do this. Like it will, what's the word I'm looking for?
Have ripple effects.
Yeah, it will ripple out among them for sure. Yeah, in terms of other couples deciding to do it, there's always that like leap of faith feeling, I think, in anything that you're choosing to invest time and money into, and that can feel a little scary for different reasons. And yeah, I would just reiterate that in terms of being at the end of this, that this has like been an invaluable experience. It's just like it's gonna make a huge difference in our lives, and it's just been so worthwhile. And I think part of like the leap of faith is kind of like maybe what sets up a little bit of the magic too, or the like, I don't know, for me there's something about like putting out there in the world that you're gonna invest in time for your relationship and give it space that allows like the miraculous. And I also really, I don't feel like you and I use the word miraculous in our everyday lives very much, but I truly do also feel like the way it's unfolded has been completely amazing. I'm so thankful for Ania helped us in this way.